And I'll tell you something, I'll leave you with this. All the best television series, season 3 is better than season 2.
So that was at the team's trophy parade just 2 weeks ago. Their first trophy, a European one, in 17 years. What does it tell us about where we are with football these days that he's now been sacked? Let's speak to Chris Cowlin, who is Tottenham fan and host of the Spurs Chat podcast. Morning to you, Chris.
Good morning.
So how are you feeling? It's only, a couple of weeks since that win, and already Ange Postecoglou has been sacked.
Yeah, well, I was feeling on top of the world because, of course, I was out in Bilbao, I was at that trophy parade, and, you know, the whole fan base had been feeling on top of the world. As you just said, the first trophy in 17 years, the first European trophy in 41 years. So we were all on an absolute high. A couple of weeks later now, Daniel Levy has made this decision. We're very used to these types of decisions because we've seen it so often, you know, during his 24-year, reign as chairman at the football club. We're now going to be appointing our 17th manager, which is just incredible numbers. You know, managers don't seem to last very long at Tottenham, but you would have thought that, you know, that he would have been given more time, in my opinion. We put a number of polls out on social media and on YouTube as well, and the majority of the fan base were with Ange Postecoglou in terms of wanting a season 3. I am a little bit disappointed that we're not going to see a season 3 because I want to see some stability at the football club, and I wanted this project to work under him. And when he's delivered a trophy with the squad that he's got, you know, he clearly didn't have the squad to fight on all fronts in the Premier League, etc. I get all of the 22 league defeats, but you put all of the eggs in the basket of winning the Europa League, and ultimately he achieved what, you know, a lot of managers, you know, win now managers, Jose Mourinho, Antonio Conte, they didn't win a trophy at Spurs. Ange Postecoglou has. He's got a Champions League football for next season. So overall, I feel like it's a disappointing decision.
Chris, the counter-argument to that, and imagine that I am the Spurs board and I'm talking to you, is the performance in the Premier League was woeful. 17th, one slot above relegation. And to be honest, the only reason Tottenham probably didn't get relegated is because Leicester, Ipswich and Southampton were absolutely woeful this last season. Yeah. That's not good enough for a club that is as big as Spurs.
Absolutely. I totally agree with you. It's not good enough. And sadly, I was at every single one of those games. So it was painful to watch. But you know, that feeling of lifting that trophy, and I know I'm not being, some people would say that I could be emotional sitting here saying about, just winning a trophy. It's not about just that cup run or just that one game of winning that competition. Yeah, the league form wasn't good enough and it should be a lot better. But, you know, I'm not going to sit here giving loads of excuses, but we did have a lot of injuries, and I felt that we didn't do enough in the summer transfer window last year. This coming window now, the one that we are in, was meant to be about bringing experienced players in. And I feel like whoever does come in next, it's going to be a very, very difficult job for them, because we've got to, you know, have a number of reinforcements in this squad to be challenging, you know, and go far and compete in the Champions League and move up that league table. Because I felt like it was a very clever move from Ange Postecoglou in a lot of respects, because he knew that we weren't going to get that top 4 place. So he went all out to win a trophy and get us Champions League football and remove that Spursy tag, that Dr. Tottenham tag that, you know, we quite often get bantered for by opposition fans. So I feel like Ange can be very proud of what he's achieved at the football club.
Really good to speak to you this morning, Chris. I'm sorry that you're in the situation you're in, and I realise that you're unhappy, but thanks for talking to us. Chris Cowlin there, Spurs fan, host of the Spurs Chat podcast. Spurs fans are clearly very, very happy that they've got Champions League football next season. The challenge they're going to have is the Champions League format is now a league. So you don't get knocked out soon. There's a lot of games to play. And if Spurs were struggling in the Premier League last season, when they've got Champions League matches to throw in as well, if they haven't got the depth in the squad, you wonder whatever manager comes in will be able to turn that around. Feel free to get in touch if you're a Spurs fan this morning. Your thoughts always welcome. This is Times Radio Breakfast. It's coming up to 8 o'clock.